With Black Ops 6 Zombies coming to an end, I think it's finally time to give you guys my ultimate list with the best weapons in the game. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe for more content, and let's get this. Alright guys, kicking things off, we have actually an assault rifle. This is the GPR-91, and not gonna lie, this doesn't really have anything special about it, but it's just a fantastic all-round weapon. It's very good against high-round zombies, it's very good against bosses, it's one of the best weapons against the Richtofen boss fight, and if you guys played against him, you know he's an absolute menace. It's not that easy to take down, so you definitely need a great weapon for it, and the GPR is one of those guns. It has great ammo capacity, very low recoil that you can control, very good fire rate whenever you put double tap, and the damage is pretty great as well, going at over 5,000 damage on headshots. And if you use double impact, well, you can definitely go up to 8,000 damage on those headshots, which is very nice. So overall, this is one of the best all-round weapons in the game. I'm gonna put the loadout on the screen right now. I went here for a bit of recoil control with ADS speed and all that kind of stuff, and I think it works very well. If you guys are struggling with some of the bosses in the game, I will highly advise you guys give the GPR a go, as it's a fantastic weapon. Of course, there are other assault rifles that might do a tiny bit more damage, but for some reason the GPR just works so much better, and it's one of those weapons that doesn't really suffer from damage decrease in the boss fights as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So highly advise you guys give the GPR a go, as it's a great weapon. Alright guys, on the number 6 spot we have the Olympia shotgun. Now this might be one of the most hated weapons in Black Ops Zombies history, but in Black Ops 6 Zombies this thing is an absolute beast, being able to deal with hordes, high rounds, boss fights, whatever you want to throw at it with absolute ease, and it's just so satisfying to use. I mean, you literally feel like the Doom guy from the Doom games with the super shotgun. It's so freaking nice to use, it's amazing. It also gets a nice pack-a-punch ability. Basically it gets Dragon's Breath whenever you pack-a-punch it, and if you use it correctly, it only has like 2 attachments, so you can either put a no stock or a stock, or a long barrel and a short barrel. And basically, if you guys are using the no stock and the short barrel, as you can see, it has 4 bullets when pack-a-punch. Well, when you reload, it only does 1 action. But if you use the long barrel, every time you reload, it's gonna do 2 actions. Basically, it's gonna put like each shotgun shell in separately. But with the short barrel, you can actually reload in one go, which is kind of nice. And it does just a ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, after you put double tap on this thing, you are absolutely gonna cruise through health cap zombies. It's insane, and it's really good for boss fights as well, even the Z-Rex and everything, but it's not gonna be that powerful against Richtofen, unfortunately. Sam, I think you can definitely deal with her, but with Richtofen, I would definitely advise you guys to use something else, as I don't think he shoots fast enough. Also, there's like a nice combination of attachments and augments that you can use in order to make this weapon shoot almost like forever. I managed to shoot the Olympia 33 times before reloading with this augment combo. I think it's for Deadshot, Depth Perception, and double tap as well. I'm gonna link a video in the description for you guys to see that. You definitely want to check it out. This thing, it's so much better than everybody thinks. And as I said, Hellcamp zombies, boss fights, whatever you want to throw this small shotgun, well, it's gonna deal with them with absolute ease, and it's just super satisfying to use. Moving on to the number 5 spot, here we have a pistol. This is the Gorkova. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this weapon. It's an absolutely fantastic gun, especially after it got a huge buff a few seasons ago in the pack-a-punch damage of it. You can definitely use it in akimbo as well, but I feel like you burn through ammo too much. And also this has a stock that will kind of allow it to tag stance in like this. Like, look how amazing this is. You don't even have to ADS, or there's not even an ADS option with it. But this thing is absolutely insane. Look at that. It does so much damage. It does around 8,000 damage up close per shot. Fire rate is absolutely insane. And if you're using this thing in akimbo, well, you're really going to burn through ammo a lot, but burn through the zombies also. It's so nice to use. Very good against all the boss fights in the game as well, and a very satisfying weapon to use also. And as you can see, reload is pretty fast. Whenever you pack a punch, it goes from 60 rounds in a magazine to 180. So if you guys are using akimbo, you can have potentially 360 bullets to shoot before you actually reload. But after you add double tap, this thing is shooting so freaking fast that you're gonna burn through ammo really quick. Also, for this weapon, I would advise you guys to use on double tap the double impact augment, the one that increases the damage on every other shot on the same target. Basically, you could do potentially 12-13,000 damage on the crit spot. But if you guys are using akimbo, I think I would still advise you guys to use double standard, because it's going to be a lot harder for you to hit headshots with the akimbo version of it. But nonetheless, whatever way you use this weapon, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to put the loadout on the screen right now. I think this works really well. As I said, you could definitely use the akimbo version of it, or just use the default version of it, but this thing is insane. Any boss fight in the game doesn't stand a chance. It's not going to be extremely amazing against Richtofen though, for some reason. Like, there's so many weapons that deal so much less damage than usual on these new bosses, on Sam and Richtofen. It's insane. So even though it absolutely destroys Patient 13, the Z-Rex, the Artifact, whatever you throw at it, it's not going to be that impressive against Richtofen, unfortunately. Moving on to the number 4 spot, here we have another pistol. This is the Strider 22, and much like the Gorkova, this got a massive buff on its Pack-a-Punch version and everything, but with the release of the 3-round burst conversion kit, this thing is an absolute monster and used to be one of the most powerful guns in the game. I think it still has like the highest DPS in the game, which is absolutely insane. Like, as you can see, it does 10,000 damage on the headshots with only 1 bullet. Keep in mind, it shoots 3 bullets per gun, and whenever you use this in akimbo, well, it's kind of a one-shot at the health cap. If you think about it, it's like 60,000 damage per burst, which is absolutely insane. And what's nice about this burst ability is that it's fully automatic as well, so you don't necessarily have to shoot or click every time you want to shoot. You can just hold the shoot button and it's gonna do it for you, which is absolutely amazing. And what I like about the Strider more than I do than the Gorkova, it's a bit lighter on the ammo, so you don't burn through it as fast with the Gorkova in the akimbo mode. And also it does have better range accuracy, like the crosshair is a lot better, especially if you use the Deadshot augment that reduces the hipfire spread even more. And this thing will, well, absolutely melt anything you throw at it in the game. Again, I would advise you guys to use double impact on double tap, but double standard is just as good. I'm gonna put the loadout on the screen. Here I went for the monolithic suppressor to get a bit more salvage drop, because I'm not really gonna worry about the ADS speed. And of course, you don't really have a lot of options whenever you put that 3-round burst. And I also use the laser to reduce that hipfire spread even more, because in akimbo, that's what you want the most. But this thing will melt, as I said, anything you throw at it, including high round zombies or boss fights. But much like with the Gorkova, this thing is not going to be that impressive against Richtofen for some reason. Like, they reduce the damage of it so much. It's still going to be usable, but it's not going to be like the top 3 weapons I'm about to show you. Alright, moving on to the number 3 spot. Here we have one of the most powerful weapons in Black Ops 6 Zombies. This is the AMR Mod 4 Sniper. And I know, before you pack a punch, this thing is not that amazing. It's super slow, doesn't do a lot of damage and something like that. But after you pack a punch this thing, well, it can absolutely destroy anything you throw at it, including any boss fight and any hell-capped zombie, basically. Whenever you use double standard on double tap on this weapon, well, you're gonna do this. 19,584 damage in the body of a zombie, meaning you can pretty much 3-shot a zombie at hell cap. I mean, look at that horde, it just disappeared in front of your eyes. And whenever you hit headshots, it's around 22,000 damage or 23,000 damage, which is absolutely insane as well. But I feel like if you use double standard, it's just gonna be like the most perfect loadout possible, because you can spam this thing. The AMR Mod 4 does get a nice special Pack-a-Punch ability. Not only that you ADS extremely quick with this thing after Pack-a-Punch, but you also have the ability to shoot it extremely fast as well. You might not have a lot of bullets in the magazine, but it does pack a heavy punch. By the way, for everybody that says that it does not shoot this fast for them, please make sure you don't use full automatic behavior in the settings. That actually reduces the fire rate of this weapon a lot, much with the number 2 spot I'm gonna show in just a second. I'm gonna put the loadout on the screen for this thing. I went for mobility as much as possible and ADS speed, because it's a sniper, it's a heavy weapon and slow. But with these attachments, it's going to make it a bit easier. And with a special Pack-a-Punch ability, it's going to make things super easy. It's very good for every boss in the game, including Richtofen. It's going to absolutely shred that dude. And for Hellcap zombies, well, as I said, it can be a 3-shot kill at Hellcap, which is absolutely insane. And, well, you can definitely hit multiple targets at once. You could potentially use the double or nothing augment on double tap as well to be able to sometimes do double damage. Imagine you can do up to 47,000 damage on the crit spot with double or nothing. And if you have the right ammo mod for elites, well, the only thing I can say is that they're not really gonna stand a chance. I mean, look at that amalgam. It just absolutely disappeared from my point of view. But anyways, if you guys are struggling with anything in the game, please make sure you give this weapon a go. It's absolutely amazing. It's gonna be a bit slow before you pack a punch it, but it's gonna be absolutely worth it if you are trying to get certain challenges done. Alright guys, moving on to the number 2 spot, here we have the DM10 marksman rifle. After double tap release, not gonna lie, this weapon has quickly become one of the most powerful guns in the game, especially for boss fights. This thing will absolutely melt everything you throw at it with that increased fire rate. And honestly, it kind of feels like it's fully automatic, even though it's not. Whenever you pack a punch, this thing is gonna get a binary trigger, meaning it's gonna shoot once when you click and once when you release, meaning 2 bullets per shot, which is kinda nice. And with that double tap augment that increases the fire rate even more, well, this feels like full automatic mode. But please keep in mind, do not use any of that automatic fire mode in the options, because that will actually reduce the fire rate. Try to spam this thing as much as you can and keep it on like normal mode basically. Do not put the automatic fire mode in the menu, because that will make the weapon a lot worse. But basically, if you guys are going for boss fights, I will highly advise you guys take on double tap, double standard, that does double non-critical damage, especially for Richtofen fight, or even for the Xerex and Patient 13, as it will absolutely destroy them. And if you guys try to go for high rounds or anything, you can always use double impact on double tap, meaning every other shot on the same target is gonna deal 50% more damage. And with this weapon doing 13,000 in the crit spot, well, that other shot is gonna do around 20,000 damage, which is absolutely insane. I'm gonna put the loadout on the screen right now. I do really like this one, but you can definitely use more things that will help with recoil. But I think the rapid fire attachment, it's very important, and the CFH barrel is pretty good as well. But you can definitely take like a reinforce or something to make the recoil a bit better. But I will highly advise keeping the rapid fire attachment on and try to use every other thing for recoil control. But as I said, if you guys are struggling with any boss in Black Ops 6 Zombies, this weapon will absolutely melt everything. It's not gonna be the easiest weapon to use, but once you get the hang of it, you will not wanna leave it down. And finally guys, on the number 1 spot, we do have the Maelstrom. This is the ultimate weapon in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this. It's extremely broken, one of the best weapons for every boss fight, for high rounds as well. For whatever you want to do in the game, the Maelstrom is just the ultimate choice. I'm gonna put the loadout on the screen right now. You can definitely use this the way you want, but I really love using this in tac stance. I think it works fairly well. And also you can definitely change up the ammo type as well. You don't necessarily need to use Dragon's Breath. If, for example, if you're going for boss fights, mainly Richtofen or even Sam, you can actually go for the slug rounds, as they do a ridiculous amount of damage and they are pretty much one of the best choices for that. I managed to beat Richtofen in under 3 minutes using the slug rounds. They are actually amazing because they get a bit of extra range. But for example, if you guys are going for high rounds or anything, I will highly advise you guys use Dragon's Breath. I would not necessarily say to use rapid fire, because the weapon shoots already extremely quick whenever you put double tap. But you could definitely use that as well if you want to increase that fire rate even more. Also, whenever you're running this and you get double tap, make sure you guys are using double standard. That is the absolute requirement for shotguns, snipers, and even DMR. So definitely double standard is the best way to go, as you're not really gonna go for headshots, you're mostly gonna hit body shots. But basically, whatever I'm trying to say, the Maelstrom is just busted. It's definitely one of the most broken weapons we had in Zombies. It's really fun to use, but it really makes everything so much easier. Of course, it's not gonna be like the ultimate weapon for high rounds. I still think using the traps and the wonder weapons is the best way to do that, but it's definitely gotta do a pretty decent job of those high rounds whenever the zombies are at health cap. But anyways, these are my top weapons in Black Ops 6 Zombies. I think this is a pretty good list. There's still other fantastic weapons in the game, don't get me wrong. There's still so many good weapons like the D13 sector, which does almost 30,000 damage per shot and can kill up to 7 zombies at once until in one shot until like round 43, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like there's so many great weapons in the game, like SVD, GS45s is fantastic as well, GPMG, the AMAX, which has like the single fire mode that does insane damage. But for me, these 7 weapons that I just showcased today are the ultimate best in the game and my absolute go-to whenever I try to do, like, whenever I try to try hard, basically. But anyways, let me know in the comments, guys, what I think about these weapons. Of course, if Season 6 will definitely add better ones, will definitely update the list, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And yeah, smash the like button, subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments what you think about my list, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.